The Lather Games 2021 podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Just like my dong. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the official Reddit.com r Wetshaving Lather Games 2021 podcast. As always, I am one of your many numerous, growing every week hosts, Stephen with a PH, and I am joined by the motliest of crews, the most motley, I'm not sure what's grammatically correct, of judges, organizers, and special contributors to the program. So first up, let's hear from Itchy Pooter.
Steven, you're really getting good at these intros. Like you're in mid-season form, bro. Nailed it. Yeah, this is Itchy Pooter. I'm a Lather's game organizer, and I'm also the chairman of the Excellence in Shitposting Committee. I chair the entire committee. So I'm glad to be here again. Thanks for having me.
Now, is the committee a one-man committee? Are you the chair and the sole member?
That's a good question, and I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay. Let's see. Also joining us this week, we have Whiskey.
Hello. Yeah, Whiskey, one of the judges. Don't have anything more to say this week.
All right, and the terror from New York, Jeff M54321.
Yeah, here I am. I'm unmuted and ready to go.
All right, and joining us for the first time, I think, I don't remember if he was on before, is Rules Liaison and DQ Police Extraordinaire USS SpongeBob.
Hey everybody, sure a few of you are wondering where the stupid username came from. It's the name of a spaceship I used to fly in a Star Trek video game. Terrible username. And everyone around here seems to call me Bob, even though that's not my real name, but I'm fine with it. So if you got questions around here, you can just call me Bob right now.
Man,
Sure
that is
thing, Bob.
Steven, I think that's factually incorrect. I'm pretty sure SpongeBob was actually here last week. I mean,
Okay.
I was drinking the whole time, but if I remember correctly, I think he was actually here before.
I think I weighed in on an issue and then I got cut out of the episode. So
Ooh,
the first time people are actually hearing me blather on about useless crap.
Editing room floor. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I guess the reason I don't remember him being on was the episode we recorded for 3 hours, and he was in one of the hours and 15 minutes that got cut. So, like I said, for the first time ever, joining us tonight, USS SpongeBob. Awesome. That is the most incredible...
We're sorry for questioning you.
Yeah, this is the most incredible origin story of a username I've ever heard. It's so much better than I thought it could be. I mean, it speaks for itself, I think. So,
I mean, I've had people ask me if I'm making fun of the Navy or if, I'm in the Navy or stupid things like that. No, it's legit just a stupid username from a Star Trek video game.
Well, join us.
I feel that, man. I feel them stupid usernames.
This week we wanted to start off by discussing something and maybe making some of you aware of some serious and rather sad news that happened about a week ago before this recording. A well-known member of the Wet Shave community, you might know him as 120 and a 55. Others know him as Matt Hilton. He passed away suddenly, and it really I don't know. It really hurt. It really sucked to lose someone that so many of us know or knew online. I didn't know him in person. I don't know if many did or not, but he was quite a presence. I remember, some posts he had specifically on the streamline that he shared with our sub that the mods graciously pinned for the week. Regular side contest, sidebar banner picture, entrant. He would share, his coffee routine with us. I remember seeing his his light box and how he took photos that he would do. And he was just a very, very detailed, thorough individual who was very passionate about many things, wet shaving being one of them. And he was around a long time, about probably as long as I have been. And his levels of involvement and areas of involvement being Facebook or other forums or Reddit, kind of ebbed and flowed, but he was kind of always with us. And I remember pre-COVID, regularly it being a thing of him sort of like posting his movie themed shave of a day on like a Thursday or Friday and going out to like the midnight premiere of whatever the latest flick was. So I just like to take this time again, just to remember him. Uh, you know, I don't really know what else to say other than that I'm saddened by it. He will be missed. He definitely left an impact in our community and on the hobby as a whole.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just say a couple things, I guess, but I've never met I guess I'll just call him Matt. I think that's probably easier. I never met Matt in real life, but I interact him with a lot. I mean, he was active in our wet shaving. He was active in our wet shavers. He's been super active in Wicked Edge for years and years and years. And, one thing I'll certainly remember about Matt is he really took shave of the day photographs to the next level. Like now, it seems like a lot of folks do take really good shave of the day pictures. Instagram is full of them, but I tell you, when props, I remember a couple of years ago, just tell this one story real quick, but I don't remember what the soap was, but it had to have been like Barrister and Manhallows or Fougere Gothique or something spooky like that. And so he had his shave of the day picture. It was set outside. He lived in East Texas, kind of overgrown, kind of creepy looking already. And the backdrop was like this corrugated metal shed that looked real creepy. And he had all, soaps and aftershaves and razors set up. And I'll be damned, he actually went and got a chainsaw, like an actual true to God chainsaw. And not only did he put a chainsaw on the shot, but he put fake blood on the chainsaw. I just thought that was incredible. And his pictures, like I was looking through his Reddit posts this morning actually, and he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of submissions, thousands of comments on Reddit, and such a good photographer. And I'll tell you one thing about his reviews. I know we all talked about his reviews on IRC. We'd always react to him. He didn't always use stuff that we use. Like he used a lot of like Phoenix artisan accoutrements, a lot of things like that we don't necessarily use. But I'll tell you what, like not as good of a photographer he was, that's how good of a writer he was, and that's how good of a nose he had. I remember a couple of years ago if y'all remember when Declaration Grooming, Scott Stewart, when he took his scent notes off of his ad copy. He stopped publishing scent notes, if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember Matt did a review. I don't remember what the product was, but it was a Declaration Grooming product. And he was talking about the scent, and Scott was on IRC and was like, man, he absolutely nailed it. Like, even though I didn't publish the notes, like he picked out every single thing that was in there. And I've always been really impressed by people who have that kind of nose, guys like Sean Mayer or Ben Esposito who have these really just good noses and can pick out these scent notes. And Matt he wasn't a perfumer. He was just a hobbyist in every sense of the word, just a lover of perfume. And he had just an excellent nose. And he would spend a lot of time thinking about these scents, reviewing them, and really just giving lots of effort. Every single post that he did was high effort. And good luck trying to find like a comma splice or a misspelled word or a typo in a Matt post. Like he just super thoughtful, super smart. And, I don't think there's anybody in the wet shaving hobby who's going to fill those shoes, So I guess last Saturday was when we did our last podcast. And on that next Sunday was the day that Stephen published our podcast, and on that same day, his wife posted on our Wetshaving, the terrible news. So, I got to say, in the week since he's been gone, I got to say the hobby is just a little less, or it's a little worse than it was a week ago. You know what I mean? So, rest in peace, Matt. I'm certainly going to miss you, and I enjoyed your work, and it's certainly going to live on, for people to read and enjoy for years to come.
Yeah, I didn't have a ton of interactions with him. If I can share like a story, so I believe it was for possibly when Grapefruit came out. I don't think that he had ever bought anything from us before, but he reached out because he was super interested in it because, his big thing, his two big things were he was all about the scents and he was all about stuff that was visually appealing. And I think he was always kind of
Right.
like composing his next photo shoot, because he could take like grab any item off the shelf and he could compose a picture around it and find things to complement it, and it would look like it was all designed purposefully, even though it might be 6 different companies. And so he reached
100%.
out. Yeah, he was really interested in that, in whatever product it was. It's been so long now, I don't really remember. And I knew, as like a business person that like, okay, this is somebody with a lot of followers. This is somebody who people respect their opinion on reviews and everything. And so it's the same with like, with like Ruds or Friedberg or CDB. With those kind of people, typically you just give them whatever because it's going to be it's a smart business decision. And I was like, hey, I'll send you the whole set, man. Like it's no problem at all. And like we'd love to see the photos that you would do with it and everything. And he absolutely refused to not pay for it on principle. Not for not I don't know, for any other reason other than like it would be against his ethos. So I have a lot of respect for that sort of thing. And in that situation, I was clearly the one with the inferior morals. So, but yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But yeah, like you said, there's really nobody like him. I mean, there's a lot of talented photographers, but the gift that he had for composition was really impressive. And especially he had a lot of stuff that he had designed, like he designed and had commissioned custom. And there were things that, like, some things that stand out is he had a lot of brushes and stuff that were made based on superhero movies. And a lot of that stuff, you would look at it and be like, how the hell could I compose like a beautiful photograph with this? Because I feel like it would be really hard to match. But he always did it. And, every single time we'd be like, wow, that is crazy how well put together that is. So.
Yeah, he was really like a hobbyist's hobbyist, like he had so many hobbies and kind of overlapping hobbies. 'Cause like you say, he was big into, the superhero movies. He was a comic book collector. And he commissioned a lot of comic book themed brushes. Again, they weren't my style. They weren't anybody's style, but that was the thing about Matt. He didn't really give a shit if it was your style or not. It was his style. And, he used what he wanted to use. And that's the thing he did. He very much kind of marched to the beat of his own drum. And he was on Reddit. He was certainly very, very active on Reddit. He wasn't really of Reddit. Wasn't that at all. He was on Reddit. He was active on Reddit. But he wasn't of Reddit. He did his own thing 100%. He was active in a lot of communities. He was big on Instagram. He was a great follow on Instagram. But yeah, so like I said before, he used whatever he wanted to use. If it was, PAA or whoever, he used it because he wanted to use it. And same thing with his brushes. He didn't buy a superhero brush and have it commissioned because he wanted to sell it or flip it. He did it because that was who he was, and that was what he was interested in. And I don't know how many commissioned brushes he has, but it's got to be in the dozens, right? I mean, it's got to be a lot.
I fully, sincerely will miss him. There are very few people in this hobby that make such a sizable impact. And not to, not to, I guess, talk down to any user who I've ever encountered, because I cherish every relationship I've had, because it's all part of why I'm still here. It's just the community, even if it does, sort of come and go, people do. But there are so few that kind of like bounced or, fell out of the hobby, or just stopped participating or whatever. There are so few that are like, oh, where'd that person go? Or I really remember these specific things about them. It's sort of like, oh, I remember that, vaguely remember that username or whatever. But like with Inna, it was like, you just, if you were around, like, you knew, like, he brought it himself so hard, and he'll be missed. He created a void, now that he's gone.
I, I never really interacted with him, but as you know, from early on when everybody was first, scrolling whatever in the last, I don't know what, 5-10 years, he was on every forum. So everybody, you saw him consistently, and you noticed it.
This is definitely a difficult topic to discuss, and we appreciate you guys bearing with us. We really wanted to cover it on the podcast because of what a huge event it was, and what a huge impact that it had on our whole community, and that includes the competition. And so we're going to get back on track with the show, and try and keep things lighthearted like we do every week, but keeping in mind that a serious event has happened, and that maybe we'll all find some way that we can honor him in our competition. Well, it's been a hell of a week. On the last show, we really only had 4 days that we could talk about that had happened, and now we've got a full 7 of recap to do. So some statistics for all of you who are following along at home. We have 147 people participating in the games in some capacity, whether it's shaving every single day or they've only done 1 day, as is the case of some of the vendors. And that is not counting the judges and organizers, of whom there are 12. And some of us have posted, so really you could call that close to an even 160 people. We have clocked 1,268 shaves in the first 11 days for an average of 115 a day. And interesting news on the judging front, the judging average, so the average score out of 5 points that every player has received from the judges, is down from 2.74 out of 5 last week to 2.56 out of 5 this week, so about a 2.6. So the judges, for whatever reason, have gotten harsher. And that just means the race is getting more interesting. This week's most generous judge, once again, was Tonality, who is just handing out 5s like they're candy. But this week's harshest judge is now Visceral Watch, who has overtaken Adore You as the hard ass of the judges. So some gear statistics for us. Some of this information is going to be a little tainted because we have had 1 day already that was dedicated to a single brand, and so it kind of skews the numbers. So the most used brand in the first 11 days is Barrister and Man with 15% of all shaves. Next up is Noble Otter with 8%, then Sterling with 5%, Spearhead with 4%, Holy Caw with 4%, and Declaration Grooming with 4%. And then in terms of products used, go ahead.
Yeah, it's cow.
It's definitely pronounced Holy Cow. I know that's a dumb name, and phonetically it should be Caw, but it's definitely Holy Cow. Sorry to be a DQ police, Bob.
I said it.
Territory here, buddy.
I said it when they announced the name change. I'm going to say it again. I can't change the way that I pronounce it, and I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try. So, so in terms of soaps used, the number 1 and 2 soap it's still a close tie with Seaforth Heather and Noble Otter Rar, and joining in the top percent is now Orbit and Paganini's Violin and Southern Witchcraft's Valley of Ashes. Those are all effectively tied for first place with 2% of all soaps. And then the next most used were Chiseled Face, Cryogen, Barristered Men, Seville, Summer Break, Prom King, and then Prorezo, Menthol, and Eucalyptus, the cream. And I suspect that one sneaked in because we had the menthol day yesterday.
And also Cream Day Friday.
That's right.
Thursday. Yeah, I put those
Friday.
Two together,
Whenever.
and you get a lot.
That's true. That's true. And actually, I'm sorry, guys. We have breaking news coming in from our field reporter Joey Bonzo. Let's go to Joey and see what he has for us. Yo, what up? This is your boy Joey Bonzo reporting live from the club. I have just been informed by James of Wolfman Razors that he is donating a custom Wolfman razor to the Lather Games this year. You can pick whatever you want from his website. He's gonna make it, as long as it's stainless steel. Don't get carried away, you know what I'm saying? And if you're thinking of flipping this razor for a bunch of money on the Shave Bazaar or some fucking boomer-ass forum, I'll come and break your fucking knees, if you know what I'm saying. I have also been informed by the Lather Games judges that there are some super secret surprise prizes being added for the Lather Games. But I can't tell you and shit, because I ain't no snitch. But if you join my OnlyFans, maybe I'll give you a little taste, if you know what I'm saying. This has been Joey Bonzo live from the club. Oh, wow. You guys, that's so crazy. So it sounds like Wolfman Razors is donating a custom Wolfman to the Lather Games. Last minute sponsor.
That is insane.
And you know what that means?
Man,
that means
that's huge news.
Not only is there a Wolfman prize, but it also means that if you use a Wolfman razor, then you get an automatic hardware point. Whoa.
Man.
Does Wolfman still have a waiting list? Is he still doing that?
I think that's all he does.
Model?
Yeah.
Why,
Yeah,
yes.
It's like, what are they?
Also,
it's like 6 months or something.
This is awesome because not only is he donating an awesome prize to the prize pool, he's also going to be pissing off lots of people on the waiting list. So thank you, James.
If there's one thing we're for, it's pissing off people.
I don't know the last time I've seen a custom Wolfman like get made. I've seen them out there, but it's been a while since he's done this. That's super cool.
I can really commiserate with him on the pissing off people thing, because dude, I spent all fucking weekend, and I'm gonna be doing it all day tomorrow, making 20 brushes for Southern Witchcrafts when I have 100 people on my waiting list, and but it's cool because it
totally
in bed with
them or something. Like, what the hell?
As a matter of fact, I am right now.
Literally, I was gonna say literally right now.
Also, it's really exciting that the James is back in IRC. He had a bit of an absence, but it's good to have you back, James. And thank you so much for your very generous donation. That's a really cool prize, and I'm sure that'll be one of the top ones off the board for sure.
Just took him a while to get that. It took him a while to get that pizza for Steelers.
Yeah, we've actually been talking amongst ourselves because last year. About 95% of people picked the Declaration Mystery Prize for their first choice of prize, and I expected this year would be the same thing. But now that there's a custom Wolfman in the mix, I don't know what to think, because both of those things, if you look at it like from a desirability and a monetary perspective, it's pretty neck and neck, and I really don't know what is going to go first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it depends who wins and what they got, right? Or what they want. It could be a coin flip.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And I will say that there are 3 additional mystery prizes that have never been offered in the games before. And
I mean, the whole the whole top 5 is insane.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
At least, maybe not further.
The super secret mystery prizes, though, we've never seen anything like this before. It's going to be crazy. Like, minds are going to be blown, and I just can't wait. I can't wait for the post when we reveal the winner. It's just going to be amazing. I can't wait. Anyway,
hey,
I have no idea what you're talking about, but this is exciting.
I got it. I didn't see where he was going, but I think I got where he was going.
Yes.
So Steven, quick question about these mystery prizes before we move on. Are these going to be listed as mystery prize when people are selecting their prizes at the end, or are they going to be revealed in the prize list?
That is a great question. Some are both. The prizes that I'm specifically talking about that are new, that have never been offered before, and you've never seen anything like it in the games, we are going to determine who gets them as judges. I say we. I'm not a judge. You guys are going to determine who gets them as judges. So they will be given in addition to a prize. They will not be a prize that you select. So it's a bonus prize.
The biggest
if certain
prizes or gifts. Yeah. I'm on to you
if
now.
certain conditions are met by players, they'll get the prizes. That's all I can say. I literally can't say any more. It would be illegal. So unless anybody has any other outstanding business, I guess we can get into the recaps. The first day we're going to talk about was Barrister and Man Day, which is the people's choice. He was voted or I guess not technically voted, he was crowned the most popular artisan on the subreddit based on the statistics of what people used for the last year. And the challenge for Barrister and Man Day was to take den pictures in honor of Sugar Daddy, who had a famous den tour that came out last year, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it was last year for sure.
So we were finishing up. So we were finishing up the podcast last week, and we were just sitting here bullshitting, tying it up, and somebody pointed out to us on our IRC, go look at Lloyd's post. We're all like, all right, Lloyd's insane. So we looked at it, and whoever hasn't seen it, if you haven't watched it 50 times, you haven't watched it as many times as we sat watching it in a row.
Yeah.
He just
let that loop.
That is the truth.
We must have been watching that for like a half hour. I mean, just watched it loop of beans.
Yep.
Just lathering up with beans.
Not only beans, they were B&M
beans.
Yep. It was 1:30 in the morning, and we were sitting here watching this GIF on loop, crying, laughing. So Lloyd used a can of B&M beans for his lather, and dipped his brush in there, slathered it on his face, ate a couple of them off the brush midstream.
I have impressed in my memory that bean between his teeth that he then chomps on. Just replay. I cannot get it out of my head.
What's funny is, I must have left it sitting on my machine in the browser tab. And Monday morning, I sit down to start working, and there it was, and I must have watched it another 15 times.
The moment when he sort of fillets his synthetic brush, man, that's the money shot. I had to have watched that. 20 times. I was cackling like a fool. It was the best.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. Don't buy a fucking used brush from Lloyd.
Ask for a disclaimer. Notarized. We constantly say, stand out, stand out, stand out. Here's a new way we didn't even realize to stand out. Do something outrageous and make sure somebody on IRC knows, 11 or 12 o'clock Saturday night.
He may or may not have gotten his Lather Games point, but he definitely got shit listed. So good job, Lloyd.
That's definitely classified info.
It's funny because
who knows?
he's not the first person to lather with food, but his execution of it was extremely masterful.
He gave us gifts.
Perfect.
It was a perfect storm. It wasn't like a YouTube. It was
the gifts of
gifts, and we got it all. Like we watched this live together. I mean, it wasn't. How often does that happen?
Normally
you
post
the first person this week to use food.
You post 1 o'clock on a night, especially a weekend. I think that's a recipe for failure, but it just worked out in his favor. Not that scores the points in any way, of course it doesn't, but like the communal reaction just of like IRC getting it and like we all being up because of the podcast and seeing that
everybody making sure
we got it. It was funny. It made for a moment for us personally. Is all.
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
it was Lloyd. Lloyd was the one that made that dogwood brush last year, right?
Lloyd did something last year that I don't remember.
It was hilarious, man.
Yeah.
He is so funny.
He's got some good stuff in him.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
I think Lloyd and Lando are the ones that are just always like so over the top, irreverent, and hilarious to me. Yeah. They get me, and we're gonna talk about some more from both of them.
So like
today.
Yeah, and something I feel like I didn't address it enough last week, but like Lloyd and Lando were the two rookies last year that stood out to me. Just newcomers. But like this year we have our own group of newcomers who are like, where the hell do these people come from? They come out like seasoned vets.
What the hell is this? I don't even know what
June,
the hell his name is. Like
June, July. That's right. Yeah, June, July. But like,
see, he's been around on Wicked.
Who has?
But there's I'm scrolling. That dude. Yeah. He's. I've noticed his pictures before. But who is that other? Oh, impressive. The one this morning. Like I woke up this morning and I was reading stuff, and then I saw a post, and I went back and I was reading some more, and I was like. I went on IRC. I was like, "Who the hell is Impressive Donut?"
Right? Yeah.
Like, where did this guy
that guy
come
from?
He is
incredible.
So, we have some just new people, and again, going back to Lloyd and then Colts 45 with Lando, but like just how new people are always like giving life to the people who otherwise are just old codgers at this point. It just is so fun to like just be here and have all these like people come in and introduce new life into our stupid little hobby. It's great.
I mean, Lloyd's
said it
just
before.
A funny dude.
Say it again. Lather Games is the best thing we do, and I think it is basically a recruiting portal
like
into our
it's
hobby.
A headhunter.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 2 years ago, I was, shaving every other day at the most. And Lather Games was coming up, and I thought, oh man, maybe I need to learn to shave every day finally after all these decades. And I started my daily shaves on June 1st, and I literally haven't skipped a day since.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lather Games changes lives, man.
It truly does.
Not always for the better, but it definitely changes.
True.
Yeah.
I have real emotional scars from Lather Games. No shit.
100.
Fucking next.
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one shave out of the hundreds that we witnessed this week. Sugar Daddy actually returned for a new den tour, and this one he only was able to do a partial den tour, but it was 36 minutes long, which we were very impressed by. And we look forward to seeing the rest of his gear at some point.
Well, I think he has separate dens. I was led to believe based on his verbiage. Said something about gear at his other place, and this is like basically he has a whole house for his cell pile. I guess. I don't know.
Sugar is. I mean, if you haven't been paying attention, I haven't watched any. From what I understand. I don't know if it's every day, but many days he's going on YouTube Live.
Mm.
Oh wow!
So you can follow him.
I did not know that.
Follow his Lather Games Live.
Yeah, I think he's done quite a few now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's every day or just some, but I've been alerted that there's been a couple.
Yeah, cool. SMS texted me a screenshot of Sugar Daddy's chest lathering live. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that, but I'm glad that Sharav sent that to me.
Awesome. So let's see. Major Mincemeat crowd favorite, lathered with a dirty sock, or attempted to, and then evidently it was not conducive to a very good lather, and so he switched to a brush.
Like
so that was
Mankind Mr.
first.
Sacco, or like some other kind of dirty sock. I missed this one.
It was hard to know. The problem was he got a little too high, and he bailed out too quick on that dirty sock. So I don't know how long it was, but it couldn't have been more than 15, 20 seconds. But he gave it a good college try. Just didn't work out.
Right on. Okay.
Yep.
Better him than one of Joey's socks.
Yes. Yeah, the two people you should never buy a brush from are Lloyd Christmas and Name is Joey, for different reasons, but still very serious reasons. All right, so we had both Malthus, the shaver, and Wiry Guy gave extremely detailed histories of Barrister and Man on Barrister and Man Day. Both of those are well worth a read. And there's probably some information in there you didn't know about.
I mean, I forget if we talked about it last week, but if you're not paying attention to Wiry Guy, he's diving into all these brands. I think
he's got like 2-3 pages worth.
Yeah, if it was Katie's Bubbles or somebody was like, damn, I didn't realize how much stuff I said on the internet.
Yeah.
So somebody responded.
I'm honestly kind of terrified. I'm kind of terrified that I constitute two sponsors that will each probably get histories written, one of them at least. Maybe just skip me.
Well, did he do a Dogwood one? You already
Not
sponsored,
yet.
Didn't you? Did he do a Dogwood one?
I thought
Not yet.
I think he's usually doing the write-up for whatever lather he's using for the day, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, is his soap? Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he did MLS, and they're obviously not a sponsor.
No. So maybe just the one then. So Catanzor, who you might know as Michael Friedberg on YouTube, refused to use Barrister and Man on Barrister and Man Day because we evidently can't tell him what to do, and so he used something else that he felt like.
Good thing he's playing.
Yeah.
He's playing. If he's listening, you're playing very poorly.
Yeah, Friedberg, you're fucking up. So Nonsense of Sight, which is apparently the user's name, not No Sense of Sight. My eye doesn't see the second N though, so I always read it as No Sense of Sight. It's Nonsense of Sight.
So
he wrote.
I read it the same way.
Yeah, right? No, it's wrong. He corrected me.
Yeah, we're not.
There's
breaking news.
There's an N in there.
We're not good at.
We can't.
We're not good at reading usernames.
Y'all are terrible readers, man.
And
I'd just like to point out that we're not just reading his posts. He's been sitting on IRC, and we talk to him all the time.
Some IRCers have a history of not even being able to spell like their own username and having a typo with it, or putting that along. But
is that a knock on Ruger?
Shots fired to Pyro.
Oh, Pyro.
Oh, Pyro.
Ooh. No, I think I had in mind Doter Rotor, who joined for a while.
Is Pyro's username spelled different?
What? No, I don't think so. But anyway, Redditors in general, I guess in the pursuit of anonymity, just pick the dumbest names and then always live to regret them when they're pronounced.
Yeah, we do.
Guilty.
Yeah, you guys can all form like a stupid ass username club, and then me and Jeff M54321 will be in the cool ass username club.
What's your name again? I forget it.
Stupid. My username is not stupid ass at all.
No, yours is.
That's what I'm saying.
What's your Steven?
It's a Stephen J.
Right on. Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Steven,
that's a cool ass
PH,
username.
Right?
Yeah, come on.
I just struggle to say it. It's either the speech impediment or lack of. I'm not sure which.
We'll get Michael Cera to give you some coaching, because I'm sure he's done a lot of like voice training for his roles. So.
Oh yeah, for getting that play with maybe for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So Nonsense of Sight wrote a very crazy and well-made song about Barrister and Man, complete with harmonies. So you should definitely check that out if you haven't listened to it.
I was curious if he actually did the harmonies, if he just mixed them together, or he actually went out and found a in real life person to recruit to sing harmony with him. So Nonsense, if you're in the
He said
chat,
it's
let me
all
know.
him. He said it's all
just
him.
Okay.
just multi-tracked.
I think we didn't list it, but I think Maricus, is that his username?
No, I listed
did a
it. I listed
song
that one.
too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you did. Never
Yeah,
mind.
so Maricus covered Stairway to Heaven, and he wrote Stairway to Man, which I really liked.
Yeah,
You should
because I
definitely.
remember the two songs because I remember Will responding saying he was blown away by both of them.
I love
Yeah.
Maricus's songs. And just to highlight, like, real briefly on just I love community. I love our wet shaving. Maricus in the Free Talk Friday thread just kind of said, like, hey guys, like, it's so awesome hearing this feedback. It's encouraged me to do more, pick up my stuff again, record more. We enjoy it like a ton. So thank you for giving to us. The pleasure's all ours. But like, that's awesome to hear when people, like, have like real, like, life-changing stuff happen to them because of like the shaving community. It's
Yeah.
always just cool
Yeah.
because it's bigger than just, putting a blade
And
across your
that's,
face.
I mean, that's something that you see in, weekly in Free Talk
Absolutely
Friday,
you do.
which is like, it seems silly, but it happens,
Mhm.
right?
It
It
does.
happens weekly
It
on the
does.
sub.
Let's see. So You Are Breaking Things, who you might know as one of the very talented label artists in the games. He did a Sugar Daddy style write-up, since this was a tribute to Sugar Daddy Day. And he had a snippet in this that we really liked in honor of Sugar Daddy. He says, Sugar Daddy has shown you can have a massive shave done without going broke, as long as you know how to find a good deal. And that's one thing we know about Sugar Daddy is the man loves himself a good deal.
Well, he wrote
He is
that.
an
He
asset.
wrote that in his 36-minute partial den tour. He thanked everybody because he wouldn't be able to have all this stuff if it weren't for the deals that people provided him. Because either they were like trying to sell lots that they couldn't sell, but they would offer it to him, at a price that was a deal. And just all this
Can
stuff.
you imagine how much money he has saved
No.
over the years?
No.
I mean, I bet the
But
savings
that's
are
what
just
that's exactly what
substantial.
he said. Is like, he gets a lot of people because he does daily, like, 45-minute YouTube videos, but because of all these videos and time on the sub too, like, that he's sharing info with people, they're always coming to him like, hey man, thanks Sugar Daddy, like, for teaching me this or learning me this. And he's like, I couldn't do all that if I hadn't gotten like a deal on these soaps.
Us or schmucks are buying for $20 plus shipping, and he's sitting there getting stuff at $10 shipped.
I know. I'm never even getting back what I paid, like, ever.
You gotta charge more, homie. Yes. So Rocket K455, I think is his name, or something like that.
Yes.
He's the owner of Summer Break Soaps. His 5-year-old evidently was judging him because he brought 3 matching sets to use while traveling on their family trip, I assume.
What?
That's dedication.
I'm not ready for that life
Yeah.
where my child's judging me.
Yeah. Get ready, because it's coming.
See,
It's not so bad.
You gotta be more secretive, Rocket.
Yep.
You gotta
And
sleight
then
of hand.
the most interesting thing of the day was, of course, every day we have a sponsor highlight, and for Barrister and Man Day, obviously the highlighted sponsor was Barrister and Man. And so his shave of the day, he chose to use his favorite scent that he's ever created, Passiflora. And he gave us some background on it and was maybe possibly hinting about it returning.
That was weird.
I don't know. He was taunting.
That was a weird shave. It shocked me. I shouldn't call it weird as much as shocking.
Will's got a dry sense of humor. Right?
Will's a hilarious
I think we
guy,
know that.
and
Nah, he's got a pretty dry sense of humor. So
maybe y'all should give background to what Passiflora is and what happened with
Well,
that.
I'm sure that's in the.
There's probably a lot of new people who.
I don't know if we need to recap it.
Listening to this and don't.
It would be on the Daily Lather, who Wiry Guy did, and probably Malthus too in the B&M history. But Passiflora, let's do it. Whatever. So
okay,
we could even
way back.
Worst case, if whiskey runs long, you could just link.
just
There's
cut
some
all this.
post
Yeah.
that you.
But so Passiflora, way back when, this YouTuber, Peter Sherkellis, he launched the Shave Club. I think Joey Bonzo's a member. It's called the Club. And it basically was an Amazon Prime for or more like a trade coffee if you're familiar, for shave stuff. So you sign up, you get free shipping on everything, plus you get exclusives to crap. Well, Barrister and Man was one of these such brands, and they were slated to do an exclusive. And this was 2017, I believe. So definitely probably a big fish, big feather in that exclusive cap for Sharky and the Club. Well, for many reasons, the exclusive it kind of went south. I don't really know exactly what happened. I would love for like Will and Pete to do a podcast on this, maybe with a moderator.
Could Dan from APR be
He could probably legislate it.
Absolutely never happen. But man, they could sell pay-per-view.
They could sell pay-per-view.
I'm in.
If you guys want, like seriously, like if you want to get rich or if you want to raise money for a charity, just $10 a pop, do a live on this stuff. But anyway, so it's still unclear to me really what happened. I do think both people probably like had things happen that they wish hadn't happened. But basically the bottom line was the club was a year-long membership thing. People were, I think, gonna sign up for the club just to get this like really big thing, because we'll touch on this later, I'm sure, but like these entitled, wet shavers can't do without, getting something. So they didn't want to just not be a member of the club and not get this exclusive soap. So they wanted to sign up for the club, but they didn't want to do the year-long commitment and, pay the club for what they were offering. So they were just going to I think sign up and cancel it. And then Will, I think on the side was getting a whole bunch of blowback from like, oh, why would you do this exclusive, scent for them? I'm your customer. La, la, I've been loyal. Why can't I have this? So basically the whole idea was scrapped, is the bottom line, and Will sold it off at cost, and it has never returned since. It's just one of those unicorns. And I guess that's the hopefully brief, I guess background of the club origins and Passiflora. So
Is this the one that one guy tried to buy like all the
Brian
soap?
Myers is trying to consolidate the world's supply of Passiflora, yes. I think he has over 60 tubs now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. So this was like my first like what do you call it? Scoop bot thing. I actually got 2 at the release, and I had never bought an LE before. I was a brand new community member at that time, and I was like, oh cool. It was like $12 a pop. But I didn't end up keeping either one. Anyway, it was like I was very surprised to see that, because I never thought, like, full disclosure, I never thought like the scent was anything special. I thought being an exclusive, yeah, I know, right? Being an exclusive, I thought maybe you kind of like mail it in. You don't give it your best, because it's not really like gonna help you as much as a mainstream scent that you get all the cut on. So I don't know, maybe that's a cynical view, but to see Will like, here's drama, guys, you want, it's like, holy crap, that's the least thing I expected from Will, and that's what shocked me about it, is that he like up and just like leaned into it, rather than try to like bury it. Yeah, surprised me. But
yeah, his shave post
smelled it, but I'm certainly interested. I hope he does bring it back, because I think Will does a really good job on Fougères. So I'm interested. I'm in. meant for a dickhole set if he ever brings it back.
Awesome. Well, that is it for Bear Cern Man Day. So, the next day this week was what we called Doppelganger Day, which is where people used dupe scents, and the tribute or the challenge was a tribute to You Are Breaking Things, and people were asked to draw their soap label, which, funny enough, some people had already done, I guess, just for fun, but then it was a challenge, so they had to do it again. And so there's a bunch of really funny drawings, and obviously we can't like show you the drawing with audio, so you should definitely go and look all these up, and I'll put as many as I can in the write-up. But one of our favorites was from the Bruhest moments. He drew a A&E label with like hand-drawn boobs in it, and then on the label, but then the guy who's holding the soap in the drawing, I guess it's himself, he drew his big veiny wiener in the bottom.
Huge old veiny bastard. That was great.
That was, yeah,
sure
just
did.
incredible. And in a similar vein, BV's a pike, or BV's a pike.
Similar vein. That's what you did there.
Yeah. He drew a label for Arion Evans called Project Chad, featuring a beautiful man. Now, that's not a real soap, is it? I'm not up to date on the catalog.
No, I'm sure it's a reference to Chad the Waiter.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I love Chad, but not as much as he loves cocks.
Or sneakers.
If you're curious about who Chad is or the history of Chad, then pop by the Wetshaving IRC and we'll educate you. So user named Teufelskraft, that's how that's pronounced, drew
It was impressive.
Thank you. Drew Inferno soap especially well, we thought. And Dr. Roeder drew some really, I mean, they were funny, but also like well executed, minimalistic, like Stickman soap labels.
With
he did
pencil.
one for us, and he did one for Mammoth, and with pencil.
With pencil.
So those were funny. You should definitely check those out. First Hand XP did a really good label, and then a making of video for that label, and that was for the Yard Raised Fresh Chicken Eggs soap.
Wait, hang on. I didn't see that. So now we got a guy. Now YRFCE is expanding beyond people that have ever been on IRC. Okay.
Yeah. Then Ice Block Forever did a good job of drawing the Santa's Chestnuts label as well as the Amber Rose.
Hang on. I'm going to out him here because I know the Santa's Chestnuts was traced.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the Amber Rose that was his submission. That was his good one. The other one was traced.
Okay. And then let's see. You Are Breaking Things, obviously, this was in tribute to, did a good job drawing the Chicago Grooming Wayo. I assume that's how you say that. And he did
which is a really cool label. I know Pooter's a fan. That's like the Vaporwave sort of thing. Super cool label.
Actually, just coincidentally, I used that today, that aftershave today.
Right on.
So weirdo. Good stuff.
There you go.
There were actually a couple really good drawings of the Wayo label.
Is such a nice person. Too,
so nice.
Which is
very nice.
Very nice.
And makes her own labels.
Real nice.
Yeah, that's always impressive to me. The people
very
like
nice.
her, and then the Tallow and Steel guy, they do, and I think Mammoth does too. They do their own labels, and it's crazy, man.
Oh, she was actually the Chicago Grooming was the featured sponsor for Duke Day.
Oh, right on.
Oh, was it?
Imagine that. Completely random.
Did she post? I didn't even see.
She did. Really short. I think she was busy, but she got it in. The only one. Are we
back 1,000 for our sponsor?
No,
1,000 minus 1.
12. 1,000 minus Shane. Blackland. He posted, and he didn't post the shave of the day.
So Wiry Guy was back at it again with another brand history. This time for Arion and Evans. It was very in depth and like a good write up. Ray Mooney drew a parody label of Seaforth Spice Lime, but he called it Beeforth Meat Spice Lime, and it was like meat themed. I'm not sure where the inspiration for that came from, but
he's doing good work too. I'd never really noticed him before Lather Games,
yeah,
but he's doing great.
Yeah, he's on this list a few times.
Yep.
RD the Doe drew his label on an Etch-a-Sketch, which I have never seen before. That was impressive.
That was cool. I reached out to him. I was like, did you do that on an Etch-a-Sketch? He said, yeah.
Hey, I didn't see that one in my queue. So whoever judged that,
we must have missed it. Yeah, I mean, anytime you draw a good circle on an Etch-a-Sketch, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever used an Etch-a-Sketch, circles are hard.
It's like doing one by hand in Minecraft without a reference. It's hard.
That reference blew my head, Steven.
I'm going to take your word for it.
The people under 30 will know what I'm talking about. Then Swamp Foxer drew a parody label for Seaforth, and the scent was for Vagisil, and it was a well-executed drawing, but the ingredients people found very entertaining.
That was a good one.
Look that one up.
And a wild one, because it was kind of all over the place.
Yep.
The committee liked it. The committee liked it a lot.
Hang on. Breaking news. I was lied to.
Oh, yeah?
RD did not use an Etch-a-Sketch. He used a Magnadoodle, which now that I'm looking at it, looks like it's a pen. It's not those two circles, so...
damn it. Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Everybody, we're just gonna kick him out of the games. Can I... Yeah. Joey, can you,
no.
just zero him out?
He's a
zero the score out?
player and a good resource.
Had a good run.
All right. Look, buddy, you're on thin ice after this one, okay? Don't fucking play with me like that.
I'm going to have to go back to the IRC logs and see if he definitely said, yes, it was an Etch-a-Sketch.
I mean, yeah.
My favorite post for that day, and maybe so far, was Colt 45s with Lando did a drawing of the judges and myself that is not only the most realistic, lifelike, and accurate drawing I've ever seen, but it was just masterfully executed, beautiful layout and composition. The guy clearly was born to do this. So if you have not seen that, I'm going to link that one right out because it's incredible. And I think all the judges will agree that they were portrayed in incredibly accurate and not exaggerated ways.
No, it was very anatomically correct.
Yeah, I mean, took us a few minutes to figure out who was who.
Yeah, I got teased often for having a bottle of whiskey as a head, and for having such a massive dick. But I've kind of gotten over it, and I can deal with this now. So
it happens in real life.
Yep. And then let's see. So Mad Flava 81 had a good drawing of the Noble Otter Raw label. Check that one out. And Jonjilla drew his label, but reimagined with Cosmo Barber in it. And we got a kick out of that. The whole write-up was great.
Cosmo.
The picture especially.
If you're listening, Cosmo, we miss you.
Sure do.
Yes. Okay, so the next day was Dickhole Day, where people used matching sets, and the challenge was in tribute of tonality to stack your gear or items, your shave items, into a vertical stack, which is a trend that...
Who was the sponsor this day?
I don't know. I didn't make note of them, so, figure it out.
You were, but good job.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Your post was, if anybody hasn't seen Steven's post on that day, go back and look at it.
Yeah,
it really should have been Carbon. You missed a layup there, Jeff, on those sponsor days.
Oh, the tonality.
They're random,
Carbon.
sir.
Yeah, they're random. Steven getting Dickhole Day was totally random.
Was it really?
The guy who only used one thing getting Dickhole Day. Totally random.
Yes. So I think we can all agree that Sugar Daddy if we gave an award for such a thing, would win the best stack for that day. Because if you guys haven't seen this, you need to. The man stacked his entire pile of things that are in his sell, like to sell pile, I guess from his shave items to sell house. He went to that house, that location, piled up all the things on the top of the stairwell, practically to the ceiling. And
that was funny because Pooter was like, "Why am I? What am I looking at here?" He's like, "Just stacking stuff." We're like, "Dude, that's the sell pile. It's a specific thing."
Well, what kind of stuff was at the top of that pile?
Oh, and there was a glass.
It was aftershave. Yeah, glass aftershave.
I don't know if it was
and a
Sterling or Chisel's face. One of those, like, old school medicine bottles.
Yeah. At the top of like a 3-foot stack on top of a 15-foot railing.
It was,
if you want to talk about a high risk, no reward stack, like, he's selling that stuff. Like, he's trying to make money on that. I mean, that thing was super precarious.
And it was on video, so
one wrong move.
Yeah, so he had to he's doing the whole, walking around it. If that stuff goes, he's out of luck, man.
I mean, he's out like sevens of dollars if that stuff falls, Well,
the cleanup and the smell, my goodness.
If he's shooting a video of that and the whole thing goes down, like that's a guaranteed spot on the shit list.
That's true too, though. So maybe it was low risk. I don't know. Might need to reassess this.
I mean, there had to be 20 to 40 soaps on there, so that's at least what, $5-10 a soap.
He gets deals like we don't even know of.
It was approximately 1 whiskey tall, if you can use that as a reference.
Dang. Throwing shade at my man.
It's okay. I'm like an inch taller. So let's see. I was kind of confused when this got flagged. So I love my 07 Subi. He did the stack, but he posted it to Wicked Edge as like a standalone post. And then he linked to that Wicked Edge post in his Lather Games submission. And so SMS had to judge it.
Who? I'm sorry, who?
One of the judges.
No. Who is the judge?
SMS? Some guy. He had to judge it.
Okay.
And he was kind of annoyed that he had to go read Wicked Edge in order to see that the guy did the stack and submitted the photo.
I'm going to speak
That is
directly.
Annoying.
I'm going to speak directly to Subi here because I haven't been. If I happen to be scrolling, because judging this year is awesome, so now I have time to scroll at my leisure. If I see you made a mistake, some people have seen I comment, and Steven's done the same thing, and some other judges have. Like, he mentioned that he's been posting YouTube videos. If you want to win and you're posting YouTube videos, fucking link them. Don't make me go figure out what the fuck your channel is. Don't make me go figure out where your Wicked Edge post is. I mean, play for fun, great, but don't make us go figure shit out.
We're not into working hard this year, so please don't.
This is
put on our plate.
This is Lather Games with training wheels for everybody, players and judges alike.
But real talk, I do feel real quickly that we're able to to judge more thoroughly and more fairly on every post,
and we're enjoying. We can we're judging in the morning, yesterday, and we can kind of hang out at night and scroll like everybody is.
So when you are, even if things do take extra effort, like we are actually catching them this year, but seriously, it's just still annoying. Don't make it hard on us.
Use YouTube and paste them, and then use like Imager for your images.
You know what? If you don't think you're self-promoting, that's the point.
That is the point.
Effing self-promote. Stand out. If you're posting YouTube videos, link them. If you're doing something on Instagram, link it.
So Chronosaur 420, for some reason, I didn't read these super thoroughly, so maybe one of you can fill me in. He put glitter in his soap, and like the kind of glitter that like gets on everything, and like if it gets in your eye would really ruin your day. He put it in his soap and lathered with it, and luckily
kind of
Adoryu
glitter
was the
that
one who judged that
you
one.
put in boxes
Is that stripper,
sometimes
Like
when you
stripper
ship
glitter?
people
glitter
brushes.
bombs. He glitter bombed himself for us.
That's essentially what happened. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, Kronstewar.
Mhm.
I didn't actually read the context of why you did this, but it was funny and worth talking
If it
about
made Adoryu
briefly.
happy, then
That's the
then it
hardest thing
was
to do, is to please her. So if you did that, well done.
Yes. Many have tried, none have succeeded. So let's see. Okay, this post I couldn't get through it. I am Xenoka. He wrote his Shave the Day post while he was sleep deprived and high on Benadryl, and you can tell because the whole thing reads like, it reads like Steelers and someone else whose name I'm not going to say collaborated on a novel, and it is just like completely a bastardization of the English language. So check that out if you haven't.
Sorry.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, Art Chewbacca filmed his attempts at getting his stack correct, and then was kind enough to include a blooper reel of all the failures, and so check that out. Impressive Donut 114, who we mentioned earlier, stacked his products. Didn't really stack, more like put his products on the floor
Laid out.
in the shape of a dick. Yeah.
He called it a horizontal stack, is what he called it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it was spelled interestingly.
I don't know that counts, but we appreciate the effort, and you know, potty humor is always hilarious. So, Ray Mooney
sure.
was back again. He made origami underpants out of his blade wrappers for Dickhole Day. That was very clever.
Yeah, but there was a little bear or something with it.
Yeah, he had like a little
I
bear
think it was
statue.
a virility god.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't a bear.
Yeah.
It was a little wooden,
Right.
wooden figurine with a big old erection.
Yeah.
So no, pretty sure it was like a virility god.
Yep.
Yep, surrounded by origami underoos.
Yep. And then, so the last post was
Because
really
Lather games, it all makes sense. Context of
Yeah.
Lather games.
the last post is really the highest effort one of the day. Itchy Pooter, do you want to tell us about Junjilla's modern dickhole theory?
He basically did a word for word answer to my post from, a few years ago about the dickhole theory, and he called it the modern dickholier theory and gave a step-by-step instruction on how to do it. He got dressed up in a gas mask and looked like a full hazmat suit. You have to read it. Like, if you look at it, you might be intimidated. Like, I don't want to read that. That's a lot of words, but I promise you, please, 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 if you enjoy humor, if you enjoy high effort shit posts, if you enjoy lather games, Steven's going to post it in the write up. Go ahead and smash click and read it. And I'm not going to show my cards or the committee's cards, but let's just say you're probably going to see that again on a finalist type of page when it comes to shitpost. So Junjilla, he's killing it. He's been killing it literally since day one. But that post is, I think it's probably the best one he's done so far in Lather games.
Awesome.
It spoke directly to the committee. I'm gonna guess.
Loved it. It was great.
Day 8, this was our wet shaving exclusive day, and the challenge was to do the Itchy Pooter Skid Marco lathering method, which is lathering on your chest because your neck might be too sensitive for a shave brush. And
I believe the sponsor. Oh, I was gonna say the sponsor was Summer Rick.
Okay, so for the people that haven't heard of this method, we just wanted to clarify, this is a real thing that he does, and he's honest about it for several years now. This was not a ploy by the judges to get people to post pictures of their boobs.
Despite what you might have read on the
yeah,
shit
absolutely. No, we would not go there.
In fact,
yeah,
that was a joke. He didn't even know. We shoved it in there.
nothing in the daily challenge description write up said anything about pictures. That wasn't
Also
part
true.
of the deal.
Yeah.
So if you did it, that's fine, but you didn't have to. Jesus knows you didn't have to.
This was so if anybody didn't see the quick post that I made at some point, last year Pooter made all the challenges. Nobody knew what they were about Pooter. This year, me, Whiskey, SMS, and Steven had a little input into them, and we kind of slid this one in, and he didn't even know about it. It was our kind of whatever to him. So,
and I gotta say, it was that method, the chest, what I've dubbed the skid Marco method, has been roundly rejected by the community. People hated it. It was amazing. Like, violently hated it.
There was some themes that, I mean, like, Mimi Day and MOIMO Day. There was some themes that, and even stupid ass Menthol Day made some awesome posts. This one, people fucking just hated it.
It's funny because people thought, like, is this for real? Like, do you really lather on your chest? And the short answer is yes, I do. And it's not, it's a lot weirder when you explain it than when I actually do it. Because the whole thing was like, I can't even wear a tie, without my neck just getting bright, Christmas light red kind of thing. So it was kind of organic. I just started trying to keep the brush off my neck as much as I could. So I started like making lather kind of on my chest, right? On my upper chest. And also I was like, hey, chest hair is not cool. If you're wearing a collar and you want to unbutton the collar, it's not cool to have, your chest hair sprouting out like you're a 1970s pornographer or something. Like you need to clean that up, right? You need to clean up that neckline. And so it kind of started organically. That's just how I lather. Just, again, the main thing was just to keep the brush off my neck just so I wouldn't irritate myself. And it became this thing, and now it's kind of a meme, and I enjoyed it. I know you didn't have to post pictures. It was certainly not a requirement, but I promise you, I looked at every single one of you. I saw a lot of man boobs, and some of y'all, not naming names, y'all need to hit the gym. Y'all need to get on that treadmill. There was some.
And now
there were some C cups, some D cups on some of y'all.
Intelligent conversations could be had now. Before, they just thought you were insane. Now they can tell you why you're insane.
And, people were having a lot of trouble with their chest hair. And I guess, I don't have that problem. Because, again, I shave the upper part of my chest where, again, imagine if I'm wearing a shirt with a collar and I unbutton the top button, I don't want hair springing out of my collar. So I shave a good 2 inches below my collar. So I don't really have a trouble with chest hair because I shave it off.
Wait, so you have like a shaved crew neck underneath? Like, do you have a bunch of chest hair and then like
I do.
just like a perfect semicircle?
A shaved
Absolutely.
DP? Is that what we got?
Yeah, it looks weird, but the only person who sees it is my wife. So I mean, it's fine,
All right, that's cool, man. You do you. I don't exactly grow chest hair so much as just nipples and my shoulder blades. So like, yeah, apparently that's common.
So now thank you for sharing.
Yeah, we had a number of funny posts this day, or ones that we enjoyed. So Jay Graybill seems to have been inspired to shave his hairy nipples because of the chest lather challenge. I guess he was like, oh, fuck it. Like, my chest is already lathered. And he seems to have regretted it because of the fallout and the inevitable regrowth that'll happen. Beavis and Pike is an absolute psychopath and used every single wet shaving exclusive splash, one after another, on top of each other on his face, and got progressively redder and redder until he was just like, beat red. And he did all of this while sitting on his toilet.
Not only that, he used his toilet bowl as his lather bowl. Like, that's how he was rinsing his razor. I don't know if you saw that, but like his prep for his shave was bleaching his toilet. Like, he got that thing. he got that thing disinfected because he was actually using that as his lather water. Like no shit, he
Okay,
was saving his toilet.
So maybe that's a third person we
no
need
shit
to
in there?
add to the brush list of people you should be wary buying a brush from, because that is
And
fucking disgusting.
he trades a lot.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention to BVSA Pike, but if you're not, you need to be, because
I agree.
he is absolutely slaying it. Like he's bringing it every day. He's doing videos every day. He's really funny. He's really he's doing really great.
He brought it. Was it last year early or 2 years? I think it was 2 years
Last
ago
year.
early.
No,
No, I think it was 2 years ago when because Pyro had his little scavenger hunt that nobody found. Was it 3 years ago?
So long ago at this point.
So then
3 years ago.
BV had he posted some code or something, and I'll like never forget it. Like I think it was 2 years ago early, and he just posted something, and I remember just on IRC we were Googling, and Rory, we were all trying to figure out what the hell it was, and then like we made you write a program to like decode it when we kind of figured out what it was. He's been bringing it for years.
What I was going to say was, so last year, 2020, for austere August, which for the new people that don't know, that's when you use the same soap every day for all of August. And I always have a Midnight Stag challenge where if you use Midnight Stag every day for 30 days, you can get a prize. And so part of the contest was every week you had to use one additional spray of the Stag EDP, so that by the end of the month, every day you had to do 4 sprays of the Stag EDP. But BV took it one step further, and every day he added one more spray. So on the 31st day of August, he did 31 sprays of Stag EDP, and you could just see it running down his chest like I mean, like what? I mean, just liquid gushing down his chest, and I was just like, man, that's gotta smell incredible.
And I know he shaves at night, so he was probably going to sleep like that. But he works in a hospital or a clinic or something. Like you gotta be smelling like that the next day. Like, I mean, it's gotta be coming out your pores at that point, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah, the dedication was incredible. I mean, I can really get behind someone that uses enough Stag for an entire city block to smell it. So awesome, man. Fucking awesome. All right. So Tiglath Pilasar is how I'm gonna say that name. He lathered his nipples while wearing only a towel, and I think that was our first time ever seeing what he looked like, and we appreciated that.
Wait, no. Jake puts chest shot, bare shirt shots all the time. Where have you been?
Sorry. Let me amend that. That was my first time seeing what he looked like.
He just randomly every now and then.
He's a very handsome man. He's ripped and he's handsome. So good job, Tig. You're hitting that weight room.
Nicely decorated bathroom too.
Yeah, every now and then he just shows up and takes his shirt off and posts.
Okay, so Oswald Heist photographed his shave gear inside the Friends Lego set. I think Friends, the TV show. And I'm just wondering, why the fuck did they make a Friends Lego set?
I'm sure they make a Friends logoed everything.
And Lego everything.
That show has not aged well.
Ooh.
And Lego everything, so that's like worlds colliding.
Have y'all tried to watch that show recently? No. It is
my wife watches it.
I can't say exactly where I work or what I do for a living, but it requires watching a lot of Friends. And I'm 100% with you. The only plus side is that I did recently...
It's the laugh track. The laugh track kills it.
I did recently sit on the Friends couch, which, I mean, apparently is like a famous couch. So...
A word?
That,
like a casting couch kind of thing? Or the...
Well, if you watch the show, they have like a red couch, and they brought it to the office, and we all sat on it.
Mm.
Wait, hang on. Was this a Friends the TV show?
Yeah.
Lego set? Because I see some kind of weird Friends, like some kids, like best friends.
Friends.
Lego
There's only
sets.
one Friends, Jeff.
No, I know what you're talking about. Though they've got they got that best friends line. It's
No.
designed to get girls into Lego. The figurines are a little more doll shaped. But then there's a I think it's a set of like the coffee shop, right?
All right, I see it now. I'm with you. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Okay.
Who fucking buys this?
I
Well,
don't know.
you know, don't be too harsh because it's his wife's. So you know. Okay, so Mr. One More Time, I just want to say, I think might have the hairiest chest on planet Earth. Like he looks like Azamat from Borat. The like fat director guy.
Azamat
Just in terms of
Sagdiyev?
the hair. Yeah, Sagdiyev. Just like the quantity of hair, not the fatness. And I'm super jealous. Like he looks like Austin Powers when the Russian lady, when Ivana Fuckalot is, or whatever her name is like, you're hairy like animal. I was like, man, I wish I looked like that. So he left crop circles of like bent over chest hair from his badger brush going through his poor chest hair. Just like I think the brush emerged like mangled and ruined because of just the sheer quantity of vegetation it had to get through to build that chest lather. Gino Pono and Gosu Toneko both lathered on canned food. So they had an interesting interpretation of the chest shaving challenge.
I believe the exact wording was to lather on your man cans. So
or whatever cans you have available to you.
It was that word, whatever. So we had some canned food.
Oh,
we had some Copenhagen dip cans from Joe Boo's Rum.
It might have been a pervy judge trying to maybe get some photos.
Oh, maybe
significant others' cans is my guess. I don't know that.
I think you know that that's not true.
But not true.
Definitely not true.
No.
I mean, not this judge. For sure, not this judge.
Not this judge.
No.
I mean, maybe
an organizer, not a judge. I shouldn't say.
Or there is the guy that runs the AutoMod bot.
Oh, yes, Bourbon. Maybe so. So Jim Tasicness shaved with one of those safety at armpit razors and had a very, very bad time.
This was, just so everybody who's paying attention, he's been a little quiet. This was the day that Jim started coming out. Pay attention to Jim.
Poor Sandman Zero has a dislocated rib, and in order to chest lather, he had to like lather on top of this rib, and so he's just there like in agony, fucking lathering on top of it.
The things that people will do for 1/30th of a single point.
I know, right?
Amazing. Amazing.
Like,
we appreciate it.
I feel completely absolved of any blame making anyone do anything. That is like the epitome of play dumb games, win dumb prizes.
All of these challenges are worth 1/30th point
of
total.
A point. Just
you could blow them all off and you'll lose 1 point. But keep going because we're reading and watching and whatever.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Colt 45s with Lando, my boy. He chest lathered and then wrote like the Summer Break Soaps brand logo thing into his chest lather. It was incredible.
If Rocket was a sponsor, if Rocket was a judge, that would matter potentially.
It mattered to me. I was impressed.
Okay.
But not as impressed.
But okay.
But not as impressed as I am by Morid chest lathering on top of his t-shirt. You know, preserving
that's a smart dude.
All modesty. Yeah.
Morid, he's been around the block. This is certainly not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
And he knows how to strategize.
And you know, lathering on top of a t-shirt, you'd think that shirt would probably soak up a lot of the moisture, right?
That's what I'm thinking
too.
It
looked like he kept it hydrated pretty well. Like it wasn't a dry, pasty YouTube lather.
Maybe it was like a source of water then for him, you know, like a retention of it. Yeah. Yeah, one of our newcomers who is shaving places that are not their face let us know how inconvenient it is to chest lather when you need to shave your legs. and and so her issue was she's building this lather up here on her chest, and then she's got to transfer the brush and the lather down to her legs. And meanwhile, um, according to her, she was having lots of lather dripping between boobs, which I understand would be a problem. And so her suggestion was for next year that we should make all the players lather on their knees in order to shave their faces, so that you have to deal with the problem of your soap being really far away from the destination.
Suggestion taken.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then let's see, Purple Ombudsman had very thorough description of his scents. It seems like he's going hard for that fragrance prize, so you should check those posts out.
He's writing a bit.
Mm-hmm. He's a good poster.
Yep. Maricus came in with another good song. This one was about the sub exclusive, specifically the one that he used, and then he kind of like mentioned a lot of the other ones in there. And I don't understand it, man. Like, how far in advance must he have written these songs and recorded them, you know?
I don't know. They're great. I love them.
Junjilla, back again, created his own brush company called Dogbite Brushworks, and he made himself a Valley of Ashes brush out of clay. I applaud that, that entrepreneurial spirit. All right, we'll get through the rest of these here. Art Chewbacca taped 2 cans of wine to his chest before shaving in the shower. And I think he said that he had to like pregame a little bit and drink some of them so they weren't so heavy, so that they would stay on better.
Yeah,
he's quietly a player, and I think he finished highly last year too.
He finished,
he got second last year.
Second.
Yeah, he is a brilliant
second place in shit listings.
Yeah, he's a
second place in Lather games.
He's a brilliant shit poster. He's a great shaver and competitor. I don't want to downplay that at all, but humor, effort, like those things are right up his alley. I think we'll get to him here later too. But yeah, that he had 2 cans of house wine, cans of wine, not glasses, or mini bottles. But he's like, yeah, they were a little heavy to hold up with the tape, so I had to like not pour some down the sink, of course not, but like drink it. So instead of and then shave in the shower. So instead of shower beers, he had some shower wines. And then was pretty tipsy, I think, by the end of it. And yeah, it was a good post. You should check it out.
Wythen, I think, is how we've decided to say his name. What?
Yeah, that works.
Stop.
Okay, yeah, Wythen, or I don't know. He lathered on a giant. Ethan, is that how you say his name?
No, it's
be.
Y thin,
Ethan's
right?
a real
Like
name.
thin Y. Y thin.
I thought so too. I don't know.
I mean, that's
whatever.
pretty self-explanatory.
I don't really know. Yeah.
Wythen, if you will, lathered on a giant Barbie chest. I think it's like some kind of.
If you haven't seen this, post or video, it's effing hilarious because he starts you're like, oh, Wythen posted a video. Okay, Wythen doesn't usually do that,
right?
And then he was lathering on Barbara, just right up on Barbara.
One of those old like Barbie do her hair type toys.
Yeah,
I
thought it was something.
Didn't think twice about it. Just not weird at all. Just had a totally straight face, like it was a completely normal thing to do.
Daddy, why does my Barbie smell like Midnight Stag? Like,
I mean, Wythen is genuinely one of the best dudes on the sub. Yes. So it was good to see
typically
him
like more,
knock one
I
out
guess,
of the
serious. Without like, I don't mean that in a slight in any way, shape, or form. He's one of my favorite people in the community. But yeah, you don't see that kind of shithousery from him. So it was a treat to get that.
And if you read some of the posts he's posting this year, it's, I don't like this challenge. Here's why. I don't like this challenge. He's kind of playing the role of grumpy old man this time. And that one was just out of character for every other post
he's made
for
that much more fun.
Yeah. It was like, hey, Wythen, his thrill isn't dead. He's got it in him.
I know people hated this. Don't worry. It most likely, I'm 99% sure this will never be back again as a daily challenge. So you did it. You don't have to do it again.
Oh,
Maybe.
really? Because I think we should definitely do it again.
Double down.
Okay.
That's what we wait. You know, when people didn't like the two season themes last year, we made 4. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how
Yeah.
can we make this worse?
I mean, obviously, the more you complain,
That's so. Let's dip into menthol.
Well, before
day
that,
for a
I felt
second.
overall the joke was on us because I saw more hairy nipples that day judging than I have in probably my entire life. I didn't particularly enjoy it. So, but yeah, I guess encourage more of it. What the hell?
Menthol day, cream day. When you guys bitch, it only
We
means it's coming
love
back because those
bitching.
posts are awesome. Go and read those posts. They're the best
Yes.
posts.
Salt. We love to, salt our everything in shaving.
You know, when you're pissed off, you post. You're hot. It's a good post. When you're like, the posts suck.
Absolutely.
So the final thing I wanted to call out that day was that Pork actually showed us the proof of yard farm raised chicken eggs being cooked in his crock pot. So he, just to clear up any doubt, he was adamant that we know there's a real thing and he made it. So
he is in there day in, day out. He's making 10-minute videos. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's got a whole website going on. He's doing piffs. He's giving away soap. I don't know if you want the soap he's giving away, but he's giving away soap. He's got contests. Pay attention.
all right, cool. So the next day was Z or Zer who must be obeyed day, and that's the stuff that'll get you laid with consent. And the challenge for this day was to post your best memes in tribute to DeGanjo, who is like the top wet shaving memer.
It won him a titanium blackbird.
Yeah,
right?
So that's pretty serious. So honestly, for this day, we're gonna call out people that we thought did good memes, but you're really doing a disservice to yourself if you don't go and look at all these pictures.
I can tell you that we flag in the portal for shitpost for the podcast. I was I don't have that many posts. I could have clicked every freaking post I saw. I had to be ultra selective.
Yeah, honestly, I think someone might have put together an album of all of them, but if they haven't, just go on the 9th and just look at just open all the pictures in there, man, because they're hilarious.
I was somebody did it and posted it to the sub for the drawings. I was trying to get people to do it for the memes, but nobody bought in because there were so many of them that
I'll see if I
couldn't rope anybody into it.
I know how to do this with a bot. I just don't know if I want to spend the time to do it, but maybe I will make a bot for it. But anyway, so the memers
get some Reddit gold.
I don't know. I think it almost makes sense to see them in context because sometimes the context of even the link matters.
Yeah,
That's
true. That's true.
Well, knowing who wrote them, like some of the ones.
Too.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Leah.
Leah W. Yeah.
Whatever her username is.
Leah W.
I don't. Yeah.
We were just talking about that before. Like knowing those. She's new. She just showed up in IRC. Knowing that one declaration one is from her is what kind of drives it and makes it that much funnier.
That's true. All right, so the memers. We had Choco Taco Kid, good ass memes. Ice Block Forever had 26 good ass memes. 5 Neat, good meme, but also wrote a screenplay based on his shave. Like, what the fuck? Did that really happen?
Yeah, that
really happened.
That absolutely happened.
And I want to say it was the dialogue was in Italian.
What the fuck?
And it was some sort of a pretty heavy love story set in wartime.
Okay.
With a tragic ending.
Yeah.
7-pager.
Yeah.
Like it had stage direction. It was formatted correctly.
Yeah, it was like a legit really he has background in this. He's done it before.
High effort shitpost.
Yep.
Okay. So definitely check that out, especially if you speak Italian. Sandman Zero, good ass memes, and Chef Kool-Aid, in addition to good ass memes, did a sharp dressed man cover that was fantastic. Just, I mean,
It was good. He's doing really well too. I don't know if y'all
yeah,
paying attention to Chef Kool-Aid. I
definitely
get
him.
sent a lot of his
Yeah.
posts, and he's really good. He's a
Really,
good shit
really
poster.
good.
I enjoy your work.
I am a fan since last year.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's
And the
he's
stuff he's
definitely,
done, you know, he was before the game started, he was writing a lot of reviews that are really good. So whenever I hope he'll get back to it after. The reviews he writes are awesome.
okay. So SpongeBob, I think you wanted to highlight
Yeah,
some of the Rookie of the Year memers.
I absolutely do. It's been fun reading, the memes from the people who've been here forever and know the in jokes, but I also really enjoy seeing the memes from people who are still somewhat, I don't know, shall we say, acclimatizing to the culture that they've sort of just stumbled into. So after reading through the entire Wednesday shave thread once, I thought, oh man, I should have highlighted the ones I liked. So I read through the whole thing again, and I picked out the 5 rookie players whose memes I thought just best represented the sort of wide-eyed wonder and bewilderment of newcomers to our corner of the weird wet shaving internet. Um, as already mentioned, Leia W had some like just 2 memes, but really excellent ones. A Laughing Matter has some really good ones, sort of like fish out of water, like I don't quite know what I'm doing here type ones. New to the This had a really good Lord of the Rings meme I liked, with not just, a joke, but it was levels deep. Shaving in CT had a good one about IRC that I thought was pretty insightful. And then Eructate had some good ones just about that sort of beginner's FOMO, where you see just this whole world of stuff open up that you didn't even know existed, and you want all of it. You know, um, those 5 newcomers I thought just really delightful memes that all made me laugh pretty hard.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for sharing that. I think the newcomers are always one of the best parts of this because so there's for every newcomer who is like making headlines with like crazy shit posts or over the top challenges and stuff, there's probably like 5 or 10 more who are just kind of quietly going about their thing, maybe not posting every day, maybe they are, but at any rate they're participating. And out of the 60,000 something people we have, there's only a little over 100 that are participating, and so it's a big step to take. But I know that we really appreciate seeing people like come out of their shell and kind of just put themselves on display for the sake of the competition. And
Yeah.
it's like the adage about the journey of 1,000 miles or whatever. It's you just commit and start on day one and see where it goes. And by the end of it, you've accomplished something. I don't know what exactly because it's an online shaving competition, but you have accomplished something more than the people who didn't even try did. So, and anyway, but since talking about all these memes on the podcast is basically pointless, we want to go to our chief meme correspondent, Rugger Rigger, who you might remember last year did some meme reviews for us. So, Rugger Rigger, what do you got for us? What were your favorite memes of the challenge?
Thank you, facilitator of the 2021 Our Wet Shaving Lather Games official podcast, Stephen, for having me on. Also, hello to the judges, the part-time judges, and all the listeners. I wanted to mention a meme post that's already been highlighted. I just thought it really captured the spirit of inclusivity that is brought with the Lather Games. 3 days ago from now, at the point of recording, A_laughing_matter, a user on Our Wet Shaving, posted a meme containing the actress Julia Garner, a still from a series Ozark, which you can see on Netflix. In the still, there's a young woman with very curly, almost ramen noodle, blonde hair. She's looking down and to the left in a poorly lit room. The text of the meme at the top, the setup text, says, "Me looking at our wet shaving memes." Supposedly that would be from the point of view of user A_laughing_matter. The punchline text, which is shown at the bottom of the screen, is, "I don't know shit about fuck." Pretty good meme.
Oh man. So the 10th day of games was Cream Day, and obviously people had to use some kind of cream for their lather product. And the challenge on this day was to talk about a time that you missed out on getting something that you wanted, whether it's like a shave item or, like knockoff sneakers or a gaming graphics card or like a promotion. And this was as a tribute to the entitled people out there who tend to complain really loudly when they miss something, and maybe
moan on Facebook.
Yeah, or give the businesses a hard time for not doing a good enough job of making it available for them when they're just trying to do their best and earn a living or whatever. I don't know if this was in reference to something specific or just like in general, but that was my understanding of the challenge.
It really sucks when you got 80 crates worth of stuff and you miss that one thing. It must hurt.
Kind of need someone else to look at this brush with me.
Yeah, see, I just loaded it, and
it says
Pooter, have you seen this?
meringue brush. If there was a backstory here, I missed it. I read the post about.
There's
Yeah, I saw it.
definitely
I saw it
some Play-Doh.
I read the post about 3 times to figure out if it could be anything other than the obvious.
Than what
He
it
claims
looks like.
he claims it's meringue, so I'm going to take him at his word. I believe it's a fine Swiss meringue.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Moving on.
All right. It looks like a vagina, but let's go ahead.
So Mike Fights Bears apparently is a programmer, and he posted his script in his shave that notifies him when something that he wants to buy is for sale. So like if you post on Shave Bazaar just like a random item spitballing like a grapefruit or something, then this thing will notify him through like text and email, I think, to let him know so he can go buy it. And he posted that, so now you can use that. And I wanted to say that I actually wrote the same exact goddamn thing for one of the mods because he was trying to buy a particular watch on the Watch Bazaar thing, whatever watch equivalent.
Watch Bazaar.
Yeah. And I don't know if I ever turned it off, so I think that thing might still notify him every time there's like a particular watch that goes up for sale. But
you should maybe change the rules on that too and alert him to other things on Reddit.
Oh,
it's like the next best thing to a scoop bot, right? That's about as close as you can get to a scoop bot.
Man,
make it. Or how about maybe Mike Fights Bears can help and alert Wiry Guy if Santel Noir goes on sale. I think that would make everybody in IRC happy.
So Mr. One More Time posted the stages of grief that you go through when you get your shit scooped and miss out on a release.
It's tough. It is tough.
Good post. Great post.
Purple Ombudsman evidently needs me to sprout a second dick for him to suck in addition to the one that the judges are because of I like made him a brush and he was really happy about it. So that's cool, I guess.
You can have the one we're using if you'd like it instead. That might be easier.
Yeah, we'll give it up.
Yeah. It's all yours, buddy.
That's very generous
the first
of you.
stick is fine. The first stick is
yeah,
money.
no problem, Purple. Happy to do it.
Impressive Donut 114 back again had a funny PAA story, and he had a choice quote from this that the judges enjoyed, which goes as follows: "The only saving grace." This is in reference to a he had like done a business transaction with this person of buying a product and then like ended up complaining and returning it or getting more or something. I don't know, whatever. But he says the only saving grace was the fact that I inconvenienced the proprietor, PAA.
This is a guy who probably didn't know any better. I mean, I don't know. I don't recognize the name, but he probably showed up, a month ago, 3 months ago, and started saying something in the daily thread, and somebody said, they're on the do not buy list. So maybe he was educated.
Major Mincemeat, the once again the crowd favorite, shaved with whipped cream on cream day, taking the the theme very, very literally.
Yeah.
And
you may be surprised to know that whipped cream doesn't work well as a lather. Who knew, right?
Yeah, evidently.
I know that's surprising.
Yeah, he said he really regretted doing it because of the performance was not quite up to par with the typical artisan products you might be used to.
So Declaration Grooming, Noble Otter, Bastard Man, Summer Break, Southern Witchcrafts is better than whipped cream?
Yeah.
I know it's a surprising revelation, but that seems to be the case.
We've got a man on the case. Thank you for proving that out.
Yep. All right. So moving on. Sleazy Sleaze did a song that you can add onto our playlist of songs you must listen to. He covered White Room by Cream, obviously fitting for this day.
Can we do that? Do we have the technology that we can put all these songs in one place?
Yeah, I think so. If they're on YouTube, it's easy. If they're not, it'll be harder, but
yeah, we have to like convert them and upload them in a format.
We're going to put a Best Man on it.
All right.
We could at least make like a paste.
We're now taking applications for this because we don't have a Best Man in this.
Trying to find a Best Man.
We're good at ripping MP3s or audio from streaming, internet and posting it somewhere else. Get in contact
with Steven.
I was going to say Jeff, but yeah, Steven works.
Yeah.
Or Reddit chat SMS. Either way.
Reddit chat SMS is probably the best way. IM SMS, hit that chat button and tell him.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Tassicness, who we all love for his medical field stories, he's back at it again, this time with an absolutely horrifying cream-related story from the hospital. So be sure to read that if you like really disgusting shit.
And here, I'm going to give Jim credit here because he did his medical stories, last year, maybe the year before. And he kind of hinted at one a couple days before this, and somebody posted something. He was like, "Oh, people want to hear that stuff again." And I replied, "I'm like, yes, we want to hear it. We absolutely want to read that stuff." And we're
masochists.
Hopefully, the second half of the month, he's going to deliver because we're creatures of habit. We know what we like, and we want to see it.
Can't help ourselves.
We lost, he probably ain't listening, but we lost. What the hell's his username? Dr. Facilier.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And some of the police stories, but if we can't have our police stories, we'll take our medical field stories.
They're bastards now, right?
And actually, Jim does listen to the podcast, so hi, Jim.
Yeah. No, I meant Doc. I meant Doc.
Doc.
He ain't hearing us because he sucks.
Yep.
He's probably,
I mean, he's protecting people or whatever, but
I mean, it's 2021 though, so who knows?
Apparently, Grinder Monk at some point had his wife scooped by someone who works at Sports Authority, and then later on they ended up getting back together and getting married. So that's a happy ending.
Yeah, he just had his 20th anniversary the day that he posted that. So happy 20th anniversary to Grinder Monk. Great story too. Made the shit list.
Cool timing.
Congratulations.
So that brings us to Freeze Your Face Off Friday, where everyone was challenged with not only using a mentholated product, but shaving with ice water.
And they were like, "Oh, you jerky bastards." Double downing. Yeah. Your posts were awesome.
Yeah, people say they hate it, but like they go all out
I love it.
for that 1/30th of a point.
You know, so here's what I'm gonna say. When people are like, "You guys just do this crap to be jerks," a little bit, yeah. But like people do this stuff.
So
People, this is a common like I get irritation. Okay, try shaving with cold water.
That's true.
So now you've done it once or twice. If you did it last year, you can have an intelligent conversation and say, "No, I don't think that's good."
also true.
Like Hiva did.
But like to say, "Oh, you guys are jerks. You make these things, hard or something ridiculous." Like, okay, if we make everything fun and enjoyable, then everybody else is going to do it, and you're not separating yourself at all. So you kind of have to like put in these obstacles that keep your competitors from, they give you a leg up. So you're welcome,
Yeah, I mean they're all rooted in real stuff.
Yes.
Putting ice cubes in water is a little silly.
On a menthol,
cold,
yes,
right on menthol.
It's a little bit, yeah.
But cold water,
it's a real thing.
Are a thing that people do. People, a lot of people in there were like, "Oh, I do this every day. This is no big deal."
Yeah. Everyone know, and coldness and menthol and all that, it cuts down on irritation. It's an anesthetic. Everyone knows. So, you're welcome. But yeah. So first shave up, I think here is our Chewbacca. Probably should just go read his post. He's gonna go through that better than how we'll deliver it. But basically, he took orbit into orbit, so to speak. He took it on an airplane. I do not know how he got that blade through TSA. I wish he would tell us. He probably can't tell us, and we probably shouldn't say if we knew. But he got a blade on the plane, snuck in, into the bathroom, and he's a big guy. He said in there, I think like 6'8" he is, or something like that.
Yeah,
tall.
6'8".
Yeah, I don't know
He's
how
a big
tall
dude.
he
He
is.
somehow fit in that bathroom and shaved, only to come back to his seat next to an oversized passenger who I must have slipped him a comment about how he smelled great after taking a shit than before he went in. So that had to be like awkward on top of awkward. But maybe with the mask, he might have been able to cover up the fact that he went to shave in a bathroom like a freaking weirdo.
And also, let's get not to bury the lead here, but for folks who are big fans of not safe for work posts, you will get to see a picture of our Chewbacca's butt crack with a
Tuck.
package of razor blades inside it. So just
yeah, it was
heads up.
it was funny. I don't know if I was on the phone or I was just paying attention to my kid or something, but I was kind of like mindlessly clicking through posts and I was clicking on the pictures. And I wasn't even reading it. I didn't even know what the hell I was looking at. And I'm like, wait a second, this fucking guy is shaving on a plane. What the fuck? And then I went back and read it, and it was hilarious.
But yeah, he definitely tucked a tuck of blades up his ass crack. So, and he did mark it.
Good for him, man. That's going the extra mile.
Yeah,
for Lather games, man. Like put stuff in your butt for Lather games.
But then he sounded like he didn't actually keep it in the butt to get their security, and that it would have been a mistake to do that because of the full body scans. I don't know, and I don't want to like give any terrorist ideas or anything, but like how small an amount of steel is a razor blade, and like could you just kind of fit it in your sock or belt buckle or something on your way through? Like I don't know how to slip one past.
I don't know. I think it's important for us to clarify. Like we love shit posts. We are not suggesting that you break any kind of laws.
Federal
Like, don't break any criminal laws.
No, but I'm legit curious, and like as sometimes I travel and I do want to limit it to like just carry on, but like then what? I can't take a blade with me because I'm a freak show hobbyist. Like,
Put it in your butt, man. What's the big deal? Put it in your butt.
But he said he didn't.
Perfect place to store blade.
Yes. Okay. Your butt. perfect place to store blades. Okay. So next up, Chef Kool-Aid. He had a pretty good little imager album. It was a sort of like a Star Trek mixed in with Star Wars theme. Shave of the Day photo story, where PAA came in as the bad guy in this story, and blew up his Orbit soap, and then released a soap of their own. It's a pretty good little mini saga, that you should check out. So Chef Kool-Aid, he's been killing it. El Sharman, man, he did the all out menthol ice cold water shave challenge. And this one was funny because he's on to us judges. He's not going to get outsmarted. So he's been practicing, it sounded like, shaving blindfolded because that was a challenge in the past. So he's like, I'm going to practice up on this. So in his menthol shave, go ahead.
He said for several days.
For days, yes. He's been practicing. Like it's something he's been doing for days. And so the menthol got him so bad that his eyes were watering, and he pretty much just couldn't see anymore. But he was prepared because he had been practicing that challenge, so it didn't faze him. He got through it just fine. Harry Copite, again, Copite, not Copite, over in the UK, he froze his razor in a block of ice, and he had a laser thermometer on there to take temperature of his lather bath or water bath or whatever of ice and water. And it was actually below 0 Celsius. So below 0 for them, not below 0 for us Americans, just to be clear. But it was below 0, meaning below freezing shave. I forget the temp. It was -5 or something. But anyway, so he lathered with that. Samaj 3000. He also did the whole shaving ice water menthol and ended up second pass. Couldn't hold back anymore and just snotted all over his face. But he kept on going. He eventually did. He said he threw in the towel because he just couldn't feel his face anymore, and he didn't feel comfortable scraping a razor on it, thinking he could maybe be like, filleting himself and not knowing it. So probably wisely, he stopped where he should have. Mr. Lamper 1, he had also his stuff in ice, shaved with ice water, but also grabbed some freshly picked peppermint from his garden, crushed that up, get that freshly expressed oils for his shave, just to give extra chill factor. So again, you people, you contestants, you listeners, you are sick, not us. You can't put that on us for what we've done to you. Dr. Roeder, he froze his margaritas in the Arctic, his aftershave, and his soap in a block of ice. And mind you, this was clear ice, so this was like quite a bit of prep. If you're an ice connoisseur and ever tried to make it clear, kind of what goes into that. But he froze his wares into the ice and almost froze completely his soap and aftershave. But I guess he recovered it in time, shaved with that, and then numbed himself out and couldn't hardly feel his fingers to type a shave of the day. You are breaking things. I don't know. Someone else might have done this, judged on this. 1 pound. Go ahead.
Because I missed it, and then I saw it on the shit list. Apparently, he used ice cubes like a lot of other people did, but he made his out of chicken stock.
That's a Kenji trick right there.
Yeah, he had chicken stock in the freezer.
Hell yeah.
It's a Kenji trick, exactly.
I don't know if that was
what it is.
An on-the-fly little nod to YRFCE or
absolutely, because everything else
was.
is. But yeah,
We got a lot of chicken this. These games.
Yeah. There's like a vast fucking chicken conspiracy between all these players who are shit posting on this chicken eggs thing, and I feel blindsided like the same way as they all got together and used Rar and Heather, and then all these other guys are using the chicken egg thing, and it's like hey, clue me in on the joke, man.
It's all Mammoth's fault. It's all Ben's fault. I'm not entirely sure why, but I know it's Ben's fault.
It is.
No, and then the last one that I flagged was our good friend Pork. Just had some suggestions for Rocket for making Cannonball. It's what's
more authentic.
Cannonball pitch.
This is a good post.
It's a pool, and it's just good. It's like who hasn't been by the pool when somebody stubs their toe or whatever. Somebody cuts themselves and there's hydrogen peroxide, and pools are in typically if it's in somebody's backyard, they got a dog, the dog goes to the bathroom, and just he was kind of trying to help Rocket layer the scent a little bit, and it was a good thoughtful post. I wouldn't use him if I was a soap maker, but
So he wants to add.
He was trying to help,
like dog poop and pee into Cannonball.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yummy.
It would make it. Are you going to say it wouldn't make it more authentic?
Yeah. In his post, he was saying like you're at your friend's above ground pool and swimming around, and then dog takes a big old shit out there, and before you know it, all you smell is that, and you can't even pick up on all the chlorine or anything else. So.
We didn't touch on it, and I don't remember what day it was, but Pork did like why are you guys doing the brand write-ups? Pork did a video on DR Harris. I guess.
Yeah, that was 2 days ago.
Cream Day, I guess, probably. Go check that out.
Yeah, it was Cream Day.
Seems like he's the authority on DR Harris. I would take everything he says at face value.
I feel like we haven't talked about Pork a lot today, but for sure, check out his video, Saponification Confabulation. He's done a couple. He's done 2 now so far. They're both really funny. The first one was, I think we talked about that, didn't we? Where he put the diaper in the Sebum Gold container. Did we talk about that one last week?
I don't think we did. Was that Bam Day? Maybe we missed it. Maybe it kind of overlapped.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about that because that was one of the best posts of the year so far. It's weird how we haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
But at any rate, he's doing a little talk show, if you will, called Saponification Confabulation. And 2 days ago on Cream Day, he posted episode number 2. They're both about 9 or 10 minutes long. What else are you doing? You're playing a secret internet shaving game. You can certainly watch 20 minutes worth of shaving videos, and
they're hilarious.
Pork is really funny. Pork is killing it.
Man.
Yeah, he's got good delivery. He's a good talker. He's a good storyteller. It's 10 minutes, but it's a quick 10 minutes. I would highly encourage y'all to check that out.
So as good as, I'm going to bring up one other guy we haven't been talking about enough, as good as Pork's delivery is, Pyro's delivery sucks. Nobody knows what the fuck
Shots
your
fired.
friendly Pyro is doing. I read his posts. I read them 3 times. I'm like, he's up to something, and I don't. He's raising a shitload of money. Or he's trying to. I give him credit that he's trying to.
And we're all missing it.
You're all missing it. He's registered like 3 websites already trying to get. He's got one up. I forget what day it is. Go find it. Steven, link it. If you donate $25, he will do whatever you ask him on video. Like make something up. Just say, I want to see you talk like or shave like SMS. I don't know. Whatever you want. And the money goes straight to charity. So stop, everybody pay attention. Every day when you read the posts, go look for Pyro because he's doing something good and he's trying to raise money for somebody, and everybody's completely missing it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't get Pyro, but I totally get Pyro. He's like my comic soulmate. I think I've told y'all before. I think he's one of the best posters on the sub. He's one of my favorite posters for sure. He leaves me in stitches.
Yeah, just stop. This nonsense from whatever it was 3 years ago of everybody missed his treasure hunt. We're all telling you, go read Pyro's posts because they're good and he's trying to do something good and you're effing missing it. We're all missing it.
Sometimes they're nice and short and sweet too. Like
yeah, he's
his
not...
shave of the day yesterday just said Lather, the holy black lavender creeper soap. That's the whole post. Whole thing right there.
Yeah, sometimes he's quick and
Real easy
sometimes
read.
he goes and registers a whole domain and does some videos and asks for $25.
Yeah.
You guys are creative. Give him stuff to use, and he will. I promise, he will do good things with it. He will make some crazy videos. Oh, and today he auctioned off one of his Try That Soap 1.0 sets. So go buy that. It's better than the Arco that Bourbon won in an auction. It's declaration stuff.
So you guys remember back? Sorry, you guys remember back on the first when the whole day just seemed to be a celebration of Heather and Rar, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As I was skimming all the posts on Menthol Day, I was thinking, man, there's a few soaps that are showing up over and over and over again. So I got Steven to pull the numbers here, and that was another clear winner for Noble Otter. Orbit was the top soap with 17% of all the shaves. And then Cryogen was in second place with 15, and nothing else even cracked 5%.
You know what's funny is those two are the ones on the calendar as examples, and I guarantee goddamn to you that's why.
That's interesting.
I totally agree.
So we're saying that, but they're examples because I made the examples, right? They're the first things that popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't own Orbit. I respect Cody, and I have a lot of Noble Otter stuff. I don't even like Orbit, but that it popped into
I
my
do
head.
have Orbit. And that it's funny because like it sort of blows my theory out because my theory was like menthol sucks, and people want an alternative. So like I do have Orbit because you can't smell the menthol in it. It's just a nice smelling soap, and it is cooling on like the hottest of summer days. But the whole in Cryogen, that's been around forever. That makes sense. It's menthol, but it's also like sort of the benchmark for what a freezing soap is. But that doesn't explain why Cannonball's not on the list, other than we didn't include it in the samples, so people didn't use it.
I guess.
Yeah, only 4 people used it.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. So I have like
That's
no
weird, man.
no
That's
excuses
fucking
other
weird.
than
And Cannonball's widely.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Orbit is the. I mean, I know Holy Black has. Some of them.
Screw them.
Holy Cow has some of them.
Yeah.
There's
more and more out there now, but
Orbit's the kind of one of them, but Cannonball was really the first big that, at least in my mind, kind of came out and was a
I
synthetic
agree with
menthol,
that.
not made by
shitlords.
Yeah, and we're not calling Holy Cow a shitlord. I didn't even know his stuff was synthetic menthol. I mean, I thought it was regular menthol. I didn't know it was synthetic.
I knew it was synthetic, but I'm not paying them money or that price for soap of that quality.
No. I said Holy Cow, not Holy Black. We like Holy Cow.
No, I wasn't talking about Holy Cow.
We like Holy Cow. We love Sri.
Yeah, I love Sri too. I was talking about Holy Black. Sorry.
I wonder if this isn't like we talked about previously, where it's kind of like, all right, if you want to use, you have to use summer break at some point. Well, maybe you're going to use that for your summer day or something, and so you're not going to use the cannonball. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think they
Yeah,
were like
maybe we're about to see a lot of Bell
they
Ringer
might
or
have been the
something.
most recent sub exclusive, or at least one of the more prominent ones with
Oh,
Prom King.
Prom King is up
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah. So
They were on the list. That was on the
I
list.
wonder if that was like kind of the reason. But other than that, I can't think of why Cannonball wouldn't have been more.
Yeah, maybe it was Prom
But
King.
Orbit's great, and everybody loves freaking otters, and it's a good place to put, it in. Because like I said, I mean, I own Orbit. I don't own too many freezing soaps. Orbit and probably whatever that Santa Maria Novella or whatever that might be my only two. Cause I'm just not into menthol at all or cooling.
And then, sort of on a similar topic, speaking of themes of, not themes, trends in which soaps people are using, I already went and did a hand tally of all the soaps that were used today for Declaration Grooming's Day. And I got thinking about it, and Scott has released dupes, and he has released his own original fragrances, and he's released all of the scents that he's done as collaborations with Sean from Chatillon Hooks. Who do you guys think had the most fragrances today? The dupes, Scott, or Sean?
Ooh, YRP.
I would say Sean if
I would think the collaborations.
I would think Sean.
Yeah,
If we're
that would be
saying
my
a
first
specific
instinct.
one, it's going to be that YRP. Everybody other than me loves it.
Not me either.
Well, so you're throwing your bet into the collaborations, is
the
what
collaboration.
you're saying.
I think
Jeff.
it's the collaborations personally, but
All right, Bob, what is
That's
it?
what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be the collaborations.
It's
and
Triz, isn't it?
It's which?
Triz? Triz Mega.
No, not even. Out of 104 shaves, 61 were Scott originals.
nice, as it should be.
Scott original.
And then
nice.
and then 32 were the collaborations with Sean, and only 11 were dupes.
Somebody
Yeah.
get those numbers to Scott so he makes more somebody get that to Scott.
Most used one, I can't say for sure. That yellow light one seemed to show up a lot, but
Okay,
it was
one.
It was a real broad sweep, like just everything seemed to be in that list, from Contemplation to Shore to Maroon to
click 3
Persephone. And
buttons and figure this out? Poor Bob doesn't have to count.
yeah, I'm literally sitting here with a Bic pen in my hand and a little piece of paper with hash marks on it.
Don't we have programs that'll do this?
Some of us do.
Probably.
We, the greater we.
But I thought it was really neat to see that on Declaration Grooming Day, people went, all right, I'm going to use a soap that Scott actually scented, and they didn't just use all the other stuff.
Good for them.
Yeah, it was cool.
So basically what Whiskey is saying is fuck Sean.
No, never. Not in a million years.
I told Scott the statistics, and he says, huh, interesting.
I think
that sounds like a Scott
I think
response.
Scott's
breaking news, Steven. Wow.
I think Scott's
update.
actually like a great perfumer of shave wares. I like his scents that he does. I like that he does them for his brand and no one else has them. And I like Sean's scents. I think he's an amazing scenter and a perfumer. And I like what he does. And I like that I can buy what Sean makes in Scott's soaps. But I acknowledge that they're two different people. And also then with the dupes, whoever people I don't even know, labs and stuff, making these chemists making these scents, and I mean there's no connection there.
But I will say, what we'll all I think agree on is that even the dupes that Scott finds,
yes,
are
he
really
finds good dupes. But I think we all know like just the amount of effort.
I mean, there's 100 of Ventus dupes out there.
Yep.
You know,
Sellout's a good one.
Many people say Sellout is the best one.
Sellout's a great dupe, but it's just cool, like because the days to honor, I think any of the artisan days are to honor that artisan. So I think to honor him with his a scent that he's made, I think is a little bit more special than one that anyone else made. But if it's a collaboration with Sean, at least it's like another member in the community made it versus just some like conglomerate lab. You know, dupes are
Yep.
boring. You know, whatever. But
They're uncreative for sure. They can be nice, they can be attractive,
yes,
but they're not creative work.
exactly that. Yes.
Itchy, do you have some shit posts to share with us this week?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. There's one in particular that I want to talk about, and let me find it. Hold, please. Yeah, this is from Dickhole Day. That's Monday, June the 7th. If you go to that thread and sort by top post, it'll be your number 2 post from a little. Let's see. This is from Steven. Steven, I want to talk about your post.
Oh,
And
wait, me?
so Dickhole
I'm
Day,
making the show? I'm making the show?
Yeah, I want to talk about your post.
Oh, okay, sure.
This post,
yeah, okay.
And just the way that the judge portal has been coded, any kind of judge post doesn't make the portal. So this actually isn't on the shit list, but I will rectify that shortly. But yeah, so if you sort by top, it'll be your number 2 post behind Junjilla's modern dickholery theory. So this is Steven's. This is his swipe at me. So as y'all know, the whole dickhole theory that I came up with is, wearing a matching soap and a matching scent and a matching perfume. It's fine. It's just boring. It's boring as pulling your dick through the dickhole of your tidy whities in missionary style. And so Steven had an answer to me for that. So I'm gonna just read this verbatim because I don't want to mess. There's nothing more I can add to it.
Great.
So Steven says there is a fundamental flaw in the dickhole argument even before you talk about matching sets. Let's talk about the origins of the name for a moment. The idea is that this act of pairing scents is so boring and unimaginative, it's like pulling your wiener through your underwear before making love to your wife missionary style. But this is where the whole argument breaks down. Itchy, in his sheltered and long monogamous life, has never seen, as I have, someone pause foreplay, cut a hole in the front of their soiled adult diaper, politely do the same for their partner because they weren't raised in a barn, and begin passionate, kinky boning. And my friends, there is nothing boring about that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's let that simmer for a little bit.
Yeah. What's the problem? That's not a shit post.
I got that ping, and I saw it was you. So I get a lot of pings. I got a lot of pings on Dickhole Day, but I saw that and I kind of paused a lot of them. But I went ahead and read that one, and my mouth was open like agape.
It was
shocking post.
So nobody trusts bourbon, right? So I try and go in, and I know there's a couple other people that try and check for the sponsor posts. So it's like, you control F. Steven, like, oh, did he post yet? No, okay. Control, and then I saw that. I was like, oh, Pooter's gonna like this one. That was immediate, like, oh my God. I know how the judge portal works. It's not gonna flag that. We gotta make sure he sees it.
But there's a lot there. There's a lot to work through there. Like there's a lot. Like I can't imagine what that must sound like because like the sex sounds of a dick through a soiled adult diaper through the hole of another adult soiled diaper. I think I said that probably sounds like if you're shop vacuuming a bowl full of Jello. That's got to sound awful.
I think Steven will admit that wasn't written by a sane person. It just was not.
How dare you?
And kind of like, how like people are like, is chest lathering a real thing? Do you really chest lather? Yes, I really do chest lather. And people are like, okay. Steven, do you really, make love in adult diapers that are soiled?
Whoa.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
No, I don't.
Steven absolutely makes love.
I do
if
not.
You want to call it that, making love. That's that is.
There's your intro for the show right there.
Let me clear something up for you right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do I'm not going to do the politician thing where I say I do not now, nor have I ever, done whatever thing I'm being accused of doing. I'm not, you know what? I'm not going to disrespect you so much that I lie to you and say that. Have I done that? Yes. Yes, I have. Who hasn't? But do I do that now?
A lot of people
No.
haven't. I haven't.
I, in my current relationship, do no such thing. Not for lack of trying, but my wife, my girlfriend would never do something so depraved and degenerate as to have sex with someone using their dick hole.
So there's still a lot. I have lots of questions. I don't know how deep you want to get into this, but are diapers so the adult diapers are not part of y'all's current relationship at all? Is that the claim you're making? Like, at all?
They play no role whatsoever.
So, like, for instance, like, let's say, I don't know, there's a Star Wars back-to-back movie, say they're showing all the movies and marathon. And let's say it's really exciting and you just don't want to get up because you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss a single minute. You don't want to have to pause it to, take a bathroom break, and sure, you're going to be sitting there drinking root beer and enjoying yourself. So in a situation like that, could you ever see yourself maybe strapping on the Depends and just, you gotta go, you gotta go. That way you don't miss any of the Skywalker saga,
Yeah. Itchy, look, you raised a great point. And let me just say, if it was only up to me, absolutely I would. But here's the thing, man. When you're in a committed monogamous relationship, there's two people that you have to take into account. Your partner.
I understand.
And your pets. And I couldn't possibly subject them to that. But look, I mean, here's the smoking gun, man. Here's the proof. Like, as many of you know, I invited Scott Stewart of Declaration Grooming into my home to stay here while he was visiting his family for Mother's Day. And we were out back. I was smoking a cigar and he was smoking his vape. And he was having a hard seltzer and I was having a root beer, and we were, shooting the shit, watching Rick and Morty. And I very, very confidently and aggressively diarrhea shit my pants on my couch outside because I thought it was
no
a
diaper,
fart.
Though, huh?
Here's the thing, man. If I was into this degenerate kink that you're accusing me of, that would never have happened. All right, I full on biomessed my own couch. All right.
Well, first of all, I respect what you're saying, but I'm not accusing you so much of just literally reading the words that you wrote. Just to be clear. But that was the one shit post, because we've covered most of my shit list, but that was the one. It didn't actually make the shit list.
So we
it never came into my queue. But
it was a literal shit post.
Yep,
it was. But it was great, Stephen. I think that was really funny. Like people will say LOL oftentimes. I know you probably are guilty of that. You'll write LOL, but you're not really laughing out loud. I was actually laughing out loud. That whole post, that part that I read you, I was certainly cackling.
I want to tell you
really the only one I wanted to cover.
A funny story about how that came to be. I literally woke up at 4 a.m. a couple weeks ago in after a fever dream, just woke up pouring sweat, and I rolled over and I typed that whole thing into my phone so I wouldn't forget it, and I went back to sleep. I had
you
that
did the
written.
Right thing.
Yeah, I had that written weeks ago, man, and I've been waiting for my turn.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the tag, and I appreciate all of the tags that I get. People tag me a lot on these days, and understand that I do read all of your posts. I do read all of your tags. I do appreciate that. But Stephen, thank you. That was my post of the day.
Thank
even,
you. Wow,
I would say equal to Junjilla's modern Dick Holery theory. I mean, that's
wow,
1A, 1B. They were both excellent.
awesome. That's high praise, man. I always endeavor to. Obviously, everybody wants to be shit listed, but you gotta earn it. So I've spent many many years doing questionable activities. And I'm glad that it's at least paying off somewhat.
Yeah, you have a whole reservoir of stuff you can write about. Be shit listed, but shit list is popping this year. I think I've counted at there's 163, I think, shit posts up through June 12th or June 11th, I guess, the day before. I still have 3 in the queue. So looks like we're on track for a little over 400 total shit listings, which would
Jesus.
make the biggest year by far. So even though there's less, I guess slightly less posters this year versus the COVID year last year, the shit list market is popping. Shit lists are going hard. People are really, really giving high effort on their shit posts, and I'm missing a lot of them. I think just because I don't read them. I don't read every one. Like I don't read it through the entire post like I have in years past, and I think I am missing some. And I'll go ahead and make the announcement, Stephen, if you want to leave this part in the podcast. If you feel like you had a really good shit post that wasn't shit listed, chances are I didn't see it or a judge didn't send it to my queue in my judge portal. So go ahead and just tag Itchy Pooter on a shit post that you would like me to read to review.
Tag any one of the judges and we'll go back and look at it. Pick
Yeah,
any one. You don't want
to.
Yeah.
Because I saw, Pyro had a really good shit post. I didn't see it. This is from several days ago. So, I'm not blaming anyone. Just sometimes, judges, maybe they see it and they don't think it's worthy of shit listing. And that's totally okay. But yeah, if you feel like you were overlooked on the shit list, or you want me to read something, feel free to tag me. I love this. This is a labor of love for me. I love reading shit posts. So feel free to tag me.
Sometimes stuff is, especially if it's Pyro, so obtuse that mere mortals don't get it. So, yeah.
And that's all I got for the shit list, Steven. So,
all right. So another side contest we have going this year, as always, is Feats of Vagrants. Now DeGanjo is running that instead of myself this year. Still along with Sean, but he's unable to make it tonight, so I figured I'd plug it for them. So a couple highlights. First of all, just to note that he and Sean both are reading all the posts. So if you're making them and you're focusing on fragrance, they are seeing it. So just kind of an encouragement to keep on going. Couple highlights to make. Some people that they've noticed. Purple Ombudsman, easy for me to say. He is doing the unique thing this year where he's kind of writing as the scent evolves throughout the day and giving that. And that's just that's always part of a really big part of the scent experience. So him highlighting that's pretty neat. Red Mosquito and Chef Kool-Aid both are killing it. They're using a wide diversity of fragrance and doing a good job of explaining it. So your shout outs there. And then lastly, Intertextonics, he did a pretty a neat and well done, thorough write up of Weinstrass, where he sort of relayed his experience of visiting a winery and how that reminded him, or how he the fragrance to that experience. Again, just an exemplary sort of post on what fragrance is and what it can mean and how it does. So again, feats of fragrance, always a big deal for the frag heads in the hobby. So please, do pay attention to it. If you're competing, keep on going. DeGanjo and Sean, they are reading your posts. The judges are reading your posts as well. So keep highlighting that and keep finish strong, because there are really great prizes in store for you at the end here.
Awesome. So coming up this week, we have some really interesting days because several of these are new. And so it will be kind of like our test pilot program for some of these themes to see whether they are instant classics like Spring into Lather games.
They're perfect.
Or
they're all
whether,
perfect.
whether
if they fail, it's the
don't
player's
come back.
fault.
Yeah. So Monday is the 14th. So we have on the 14th, Second Chance Day, where people revisit something they've tried previously and didn't like. 15th is Vegan Day, self-explanatory. 16th is what we have called War Department Day. This is the opposite of Z Who Must Be Obeyed Day. It is something that would not get you laid because a potential significant other would say it smells bad. The 17th is Wicked Edge Appreciation Day, where you use the gear that you've had the longest. And keep in mind that on this day, whatever you use will not count against your unique products points. The 18th is Friday. That is Flex Day, where you use your most expensive setup. The 19th is Mammoth Day, which is the what was Mammoth voted?
Most active artisan on the sub.
That's right.
Not voted. It was
not voted, but
robots.
Yeah, counted, calculated by robots. That's right. By mine, actually. And then, of course, Sunday, the 20th, is Father's Day, where you will be using a brand that is older than you, that you're, the idea being something that your father might have used when he was shaving.
Oh, shit. Father's Day is a week from today. Damn it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's all right. It's all right. I saw tomorrow was Paul Bunyan Day, and all of a sudden, I wasn't paying attention, and it's like, oh my god, it's Father's Day tomorrow. I forgot how the calendar was.
I spent the whole month thinking tomorrow was Father's Day.
Well, if you've made it this far into our program, then you truly are a dedicated fan of these Lather games. As always, we on the committee want to wish to all of you, all of our competitors, all of our spectators, people who just love the game, they love to watch shavers compete, and maybe to the sponsors, checking out what's this whole podcast thing about. I bet you regret it checking it out now, don't you? Look, to each and every one of you, we want to say, may the suds be ever in your favor.
Jesus, the notorious just.